Welcome to this video on preparing your dog for grooming. My name's Laura, I'm from Minds Like Animal Training and Behaviour, and this is Sarah from Four Paws Dog Grooming. So in this video we're hoping to give you an idea on the challenges a dog groomer faces and how we can help our dogs cope with the situations they would be placed in at a grooming parlour. So this is Georgie. She's a young Cocker Spaniel who gets very stressed and fidgety with some handling. She's particularly anxious about her front feet and collar area being touched and has growled at her owner and the groomer before and just mouthed at hands. As you can see, she's quite a hairy spaniel and her hair can get quite matted and dirty, particularly between her toes. So she needs to work through these issues so her owner can ensure her coat stays comfortable and healthy. Sarah has been working with George's owner to slowly introduce her to grooming sessions to try to build her confidence. Sarah is not able to do everything she would like to do as Georgie's not ready, and we don't want to frighten her and stress her, as this will make her life harder in the future if she's not comfortable with what we're doing here. As you can see, Georgie is on a table and is restrained by a sling. This is a typical scenario at a dog groomer's. So getting your dog used to standing on different surfaces and rewarding calm and still behaviour is a useful activity to practice, as the groomers would usually be working on their own with nobody to help restrain or comfort your dog. Teaching stand on cue can help with this. I have gently placed my hand on Georgie's chest to support her, and I'm clicking and then treating her for standing still. I'm using the clicker to mark the calm behaviour and act as a bridge between the standing still and getting the food reward. This helps with correct timing and helps to separate the behaviour and the food, enhancing learning and ensuring that the delivery of the food did not interrupt her standing still. As you can see, Georgie is a little stressed and is panting. Sarah is taking things slow and combing the hair on her legs gently. As Georgie's main issues is having her legs lifted up, Sarah is avoiding this as much as possible at this stage.
Good girl. That's very clever. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, Georgie.
Georgie found it hard to calm down after we swapped places, so it became quite lively again. Here we need to be able to lift Georgie's front leg.
Yeah. But what she does, she licks the ball. Does she? A stress response now. Stop. Good.
Notice the head turning and mouthing at Sarah's arm. I call Georgie's name and reward her for focusing on me to break the cycle. After that, Georgie turns to look at Sarah, but then chooses to turn back to me, rather than trying to get Sarah off her. In order for a dog groomer to be able to use clippers on a dog, their coat must be washed and thoroughly dried. Here we introduce the dryer for Georgie. Georgie shows signs of distress and jumps away. You can help your dog at home by training them to tolerate a hairdryer, starting off with just the sound at a distance and letting them sniff around and pick up food off the floor, and then gradually getting them closer to your dog until you're able to blow the dryer on them for short periods at a distance. Still giving them lots of treats so they associate the dryer with pleasure. Do not progress closer if your dog is showing any signs of distress. This must be done at their pace. I asked Sarah not to go straight to blowing the dryer on Georgie, but to just let it blow at a distance while I clicked and treated Georgie for standing still until she started to relax. I then asked Sarah to move the dryer closer, step by step, just staying still with it at each stage and not actually blowing any air onto Georgie. It is also important to note that when the dryer hits the surface, such as the table, the sound and air pressure increases, which can be quite frightening to a dog. We got to a stage where we just blew air gently on Georgie's back legs for a short period on both sides and decided not to ask any more of Georgie. This was going to take time, and we wanted her to associate good things with the dryer. If we went straight to just blowing it all over Georgie, she could have become very frightened and become increasingly difficult and stressed at the groomers in the future because of that experience. Sarah needs Georgie to stand square so she can trim her legs with the scissors. Ideally, Georgie needs clippers, but she is not ready for the sound or sensation yet. Another sound and experience that the dogs must be introduced to slowly. Even the sound of the scissors is quite sharp, and some dogs could be distressed by it. Georgie now must tolerate one of her front legs being held, so Sarah can clip her inside opposite leg. We took it slowly and gently, still rewarding for still behaviour with food rewards. I'm pleased to say that Georgie's owner has been really dedicated with Georgie's training, and she now tolerates grooming and handling that she wouldn't have coped with before. This shows how worthwhile it is to work through issues with your dog, rather than sweeping them under the carpet. Thank you for watching our video, and if anybody has any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.